Hi, I'm Amberly. Welcome back to Real Florida Magazine.
Welcome back here at the Washington County Ag Center right now for a momentous occasion, actually. It's the first time in many years that the Florida Beekeepers Convention has been held here in the Panhandle of Florida, let alone in Chipley, Florida, hosted this year by the Central Panhandle Beekeepers Association. Here with Mark Dykes right now with the Department of Agriculture. Mark, this is pretty cool. We've got people, experts, we've got educators from all over the state associated with the University of Florida in some cases, the Department of Agriculture. Talk a little bit about what we're doing here this weekend.
What this is right now, this is the Master Beekeeper program. We're having people come in that are beekeepers and expand their education. They're going through different certification levels. What you see behind us is they're taking their practical test. Throughout the weekend, we're actually going to have the Florida State Beekeepers meeting here. They're going to have experts from all over the country come in and talk about different subjects, the future of beekeeping in Florida, and that type of thing.
Beekeeping, bees in general, in the news a lot lately. Photos and videos coming from China, where we have lots of little Chinese women on ladders hand pollinating, in some cases, fruits. What is the state of beekeeping? There's a lot of there are a lot of alarmists out there, obviously, who are pessimistic and saying this or that. What should we be worried about right now as far as the future of bees and beekeeping?
I think the future of beekeeping is fairly secure. It's not what it was 50 years ago. It's not your granddaddy's beekeeping anymore. There's a lot of pests and diseases out there. There's a lot of issues right now facing the bees. The good thing is we have a lot of really, really sharp people working on it. So while beekeeping is a very labor-intensive hobby and profession now, I don't believe we're going to have the doomsday theories that everybody keeps predicting. So
there's probably not much more important to us than our food supply. And what percentage of our food supply is directly related to the bees as far as the pollination of those crops?
Yeah, the estimate is about 1/3.
Okay.
So anything from almonds, which are very, very much reliant on bees, to watermelons, to apples, to blueberries, all those type of things.
The cucurbits to some extent.
Absolutely.
Then and
Absolutely.
So obviously something to keep our eye on. As you point out, lots of very intelligent, sharp people with this their primary focus.
Yeah.
This weekend, we've got the Master Beekeeping program going on. We've got the actual annual convention. Are you going to stay for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of a family reunion. We get to see a lot of people we don't get to see throughout the year, but it's also a great way to get new information. You know, they are constantly coming out with new research, and these forums are really great because they let everybody know about it.
What's the single biggest challenge to the home beekeeper, the guy that wants 2 or 3 colonies in his backyard, wants to just mess around with them? What's his biggest challenge these days?
Like most beekeepers, I'd say it's probably the varroa mites. It's an Asiatic mite that is infected the bee colonies. Imagine having a mite about the size of your hand running around your body, sucking your blood. Would not be a fun thing to experience. And now imagine that mite carrying lots of viruses. And those mites are very virulent, very good reproduction cycle. And I would say that's probably one of the number one things facing the beekeepers right now.
So you have pesticides to deal with that? What are you doing to deal with it?
A lot of different things. There currently are some miticides. We just had a new one approved in the state of Florida for combating that. There's certain mechanical treatments they can do, putting screen bottom boards on their hives. Some people will powder sugar the bees, which causes the mites to fall off. Requeening with mite-resistant queens, that's another big thing. So there's a lot of things that the beekeepers can do.
Yeah, a multi-pronged attack there, obviously.
Absolutely. Multifactorial, that's what they're kind of saying now. Lots of different facets to it.
Where are you based out of, Gainesville?
I'm based out of Dade City.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yep.
So you come from the south part of the state.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about, have you been up here in the Panhandle before?
I do. My family's actually from this area.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I grew up coming up here for the summers.
You know, this is a good opportunity for we that live here to sort of showcase what we have to offer here in Northwest Florida. I think that this is about as far south as I would care to live, just because I don't really like the hot.
Yeah.
They joke that we have 3 seasons here: too hot, too cold, and too nice to work.
Yeah.
And right now is some of that too nice to work stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this program. More importantly, thanks to all of your organization for making Chipley the location for this year's convention. And now, where that convention had been held anywhere else, that's where you would have had this Master Beekeeping program?
Yeah, we like to go along. That way we give the people opportunities that are coming to the conventions to take the beekeeping program. They also do this in the spring at Marineland, which is where we have the annual Bee College, which the University of Florida puts on.
Thanks so much for carving out the time right now to speak to us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Here right now with Mark Dykes from the Department of Agriculture in Florida, here at the Washington County Ag Center in beautiful Chipley, Florida, here for the Florida Beekeepers Convention, hosted this year by the Central Panhandle Beekeepers Association. We're going to be visiting inside and out throughout the course of the weekend and learn a little something more about bees. Hopefully you're going to learn a little something about the area as well as what these guys do every single day. And hopefully you're going to pay a little more attention to it, not take for granted what we sometimes do. As Mark says, responsible for a third of our food in some part, these bees. We'll be right back.